such an important part in this time. Go to my people Israel and say to them to build my temple.
Ja, es ist sehr bedrückend und sehr schlimm, was Martin Luther hier formuliert.
이스라엘의 서쪽 해안선을 따라서 북쪽으로 쭉 올라가다 보면 아커라고 하는 아주 오래된 도시가 나옵니다. 성경에서는 돌레마이라고도 하죠. 이곳에는 저희 브래드TV와 아주 오랜 인연을 갖고 함께 기도하고 협력하면서 사역하는 메시아닉 공동체, 바로 아시엘 오브 하베스트라는 공동체가 있습니다. 이스라엘 회복 순례를 할 경우에 아커에 있는 이 아시엘 오브 하베스트 교회를 방문해서 그곳에서 메시아닉 주 목사님과 함께 또 말씀도 나누고 함께 기도하고 중보하고 찬양하는 그런 시간을 갖기도 합니다. 그런데 그 아시엘 오브 하베스트 공동체의 리더이신 가이코엔 목사님께서 이번에 아주 오랜만에 한국을 방문하셨고 또 저희 브래드TV를 찾아주셨습니다. 그래서 오늘은 가이코엔 목사님과 함께 그곳에서 함께 살고 있는 우리 메시아닉 주들의 상황이 좀 어떤지 오늘은 좀 그런 최근 소식을 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 목사님 어서 오십시오. 반갑습니다.
It's an honor to be here with you, 브래드TV.
이번에 그럼 한국엔 몇 년 만에 오신 겁니까?
Since the last time, I think the last time I've been here was 4 years ago, before BC, before Corona.
코로나 기간 동안에는 뭐 전 세계 많은 나라들이 뭐 어렵지 않은 나라가 없었겠지만 이번 코로나 이 기간을 보내면서 이스라엘 사람들, 특히 또 이스라엘에 있는 메시아닉 주들도 느낀 바가 좀 많을 것 같아요.
Yes, well, especially at the beginning of the corona, many people connected this virus to the Antichrist sign and that it's the beginning of the end time. Well, we are in the end time, and if you remember last time I was here, we were talking about it. That's one of the marks that we will have. We will have famine, we will have disease, earthquakes, and we see also the love of many will perish. So it's the end time, and I can say that in Israel, the corona, one of the biggest problem for the corona was vaccinated. Yes, vaccinate, not vaccinate, and it was really challenging. And if there are even Messianic congregation, sadly, to say that they have been splitted because of this idea that one of the pastors says, yes, we want to vaccinate, and the other says no. And so it was creating a split in the house of God, sadly. But in the end, we all went out of it and with reconciliation and forgiveness toward each other.
러시아하고 우크라이나가 전쟁이 일어났어요. 또 그로 인해서 러시아에 있는 유대인들 또 우크라이나에 있는 유대인들이 이스라엘로 막 갑자기 알리하는 이런 일들을 겪으면서 뭐 이스라엘도 정신이 없었겠지만 목사님 교회도 그 난민들을 맞이하느라고 좀 많이 바쁘셨죠?
You know, one of the symbols, another sign that speaks about the end times is wars and rumors of wars. And that's what happened when the war in Ukraine started in February 2022, that when Russia was attacking Ukraine, that we saw that many Jewish people, especially, you know, the majority of the Messianic believers in Israel, they are Russian background and from Ukraine as well. So you could see take care for the families and take care for the Jewish people over there in Ukraine. And so we, at the beginning of the war, we we sent a delegation to Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, to the areas, Moldova, areas in the borders, so to help the Jewish people to go outside. You know, we did not help only the Jewish people, but also other refugees, but we were on the other side of the borders to give them food and help them when they pass the border and help the Jewish people to direct them to Aliyah, to come back to Israel. Some came back to Israel, some went to another cities in Europe. The next wave was Aliyah. The next wave was that those Jewish people will come to Israel. So before they came to the land, I personally felt to prepare the ground. So we, the congregation, started to think together what will be the really need for those refugees. What will they need? And so, you know, they're coming for with nothing, like you're going to a weekend with your trolley for 2 days. This is the way they went out and they arrived to Israel with nothing. So we communicated with different organizations to receive clothing. We also communication with kibbutzim, the kibbutz around, that they can they can host them in the houses in the kibbutz. And in the meantime, we were helping in the renovation of housing and apartments. So when they came, they could be in a secure place. They could come. They could be welcomed. We also provide electricity, like refrigerators and microwaves and kettles, and we also provide water purifying, because they used to the water over there and the water in Israel is different. So we've done a lot of things for them, but there are those who the government do not recognize that they are Jewish. So when the government don't recognize that they are Jewish, we help those people that did not recognize and help them to purchase food, to purchase clothing, and many things.
그럼 목사님께서 보시기에는 그 작년에 그 러시아나 우크라이나 쪽에서도 이렇게 유대인들이 많이 왔는데 이런 식의 그 대규모 알리아가 앞으로도 계속 일어날 것 같습니까? 아니면 어디서 또 이렇게 올 사람들이 있을까요?
Of course. The Bible says, in the Word of God it says, in the Leviticus it says that I will, if my people will obey my name, will obey me, I will bless them. But if they will not obey, Leviticus chapter 26, I will vomit them into the land of their enemies. But it says they will be strangers in their lands. So the Jewish people in the nations, or they are rich, or they are poor, but they are always different. In a way, they are smart, but they always will be different because the Lord marked them for Himself. So where do we have more Jewish people? We have Jewish people in Europe also, but we also have Jewish people in United States. So we need to be ready for this aliyah from USA, and it says all Israel will be back. So we are waiting to see this happening in the near years.
생각을 해보면 2019년 12월에 이제 코로나가 이 지구상에 막 퍼지기 시작했어요. 그리고 만 2년 좀 넘게 이렇게 막 지구촌을 고통에 빠지게 하고 나서 이제 좀 마무리가 되나 싶었는데 러시아하고 우크라이나가 또 전쟁을 벌이면서 또 많은 사람들이 희생당하고 또 이렇게 걱정하게 하는 이런 일이 일어났고, 그러고 나서 이제 또 얼마 전에 그 트르키예하고 그 시리아에서 지진이 일어나서 또 많은 사람들이 죽었어요. 최근 들어서 이런 일들이 이렇게 막 계속해서 연이어서 일어나는 거, 목사님께서는 이런 상황들을 성경적으로 어떻게 바라보십니까?
I see this situation. I see that it's the end time. It's the end time. It's a time for our King to return. You know, His name is Yeshua, and He's going to return soon. And we will all see Him, who we have been pierced, who we have been rejected 2,000 years ago, and He's going to come back. But until He will come back, Yeshua speaks about those times, that it's not going to be easy time for the believers and for the people on the continent. And it will be a lot of death, and it will be a lot of famine, it will be a lot of diseases, it will be a lot of rumors of wars, it will be a lot of wars. And you know what? There is another thing. It will be the time where it will also be peace for many. And you know, I asked this question, how come that there is a peace for many? There are earthquakes, there are wars. How come it will be peace for many? And if you see in Israel, within the last time, especially during the Corona, Israel made the agreement of peace with Dubai, with the Arabic nation, Sudan, and you know, for me, it's a surprise. Bahrain, it's a surprise. Why it's a surprise? Because those nations were enemies. So how could it be that we have peace for many, and we have wars, and we have rumors of wars, and we see that in front of our eyes? And when you ask about the earthquake in Turkey, the question is, who is Magog? Who is this king that will succeed to make this coalition? So we all need to open our eyes to be aware of the situation. We know that it will be also a temple before the return of the Messiah. So soon we will hear about something like this. Look at the Israeli government. Look at the politics in Israel. And it became to be more extreme right mindset. Why? Because they want to emphasize their faith. They want to emphasize their religion. The Pharisees of the time of Yeshua, they are the rabbis of today. The rabbis of today, they are the disciples of those Pharisees. And their agenda is to restore the temple, is to restore the Jewish lifestyle like Shabbat and all this. So when you see all this puzzle of things around the world and in Israel, you realize soon, the Messiah is coming soon.
목사님이나 저는 예수님께서 다시 오실 것을 알고 있고 또 예수님의 재림을 기다리고 있기 때문에 지금 이런 상황들이 엔타임이라고 믿고 있고 또 그렇게 말씀하셔도 저희는 충분히 이해하는데 이스라엘에 있는 그 정통 유대인들 또는 이스라엘에 살고 있는 일반적인 그 세큘러들, 세속적인 유대인들, 이 사람들도 그 지금이 엔타임이다라고 이야기하면 동의를 합니까?
Yes, yes. I will tell you what is the mindset of the Orthodox Jewish people. They say this: if the Jewish people will obey Shabbat as proper 2 times, 2 times Shabbat, keep Shabbat, all Israel will keep Shabbat. 2 weekends, the Messiah will come. That's why they try to emphasize their religion, because they believe that only if we will keep Shabbat as we have in the Bible, 2 weekends, 2 Shabbats, then the Messiah will come. So you asked me a question about the Jewish population and the community in Israel. The majority of Israel, they are looking for the Messiah. There are Jewish people that they are really atheists, they don't believe in God. Let's say there are 20% of the Israeli population. But let's say 80% of the Jewish population, yes, they believe in Messiah to come. So the Orthodox, they also believe in Messiah to come. And the secular Orthodox that are conservative, they also believe in Messiah to come. And they are all, in a way, we all pray for the Messiah to come. But we don't know who is he. And we know it's like a fairy tale. It's like we believe in Messiah, but he's somewhere over the rainbow, and this is his place, and we're still handling our stuff. And this is the problem. In the Bible it says, the rabbi says about the word of God and about God's instruction for us. They said, "Hashamayim shamayim Adonai ve'aretz natan levnei adam." The heavens are for the Lord, and the earth He gave to us. And we need to form our laws here in Israel, in the land. And the Torah is our laws, and we will form the laws like the rabbis, like the Pharisees. And this is the style of life. We will be holy, and then the Messiah will open our eyes and show us who is He. And each one has his own understanding about it. This is why we have fights in Israel. This is why we fight among the Orthodox Jewish people. That there are those Orthodox Jewish people that says you should not go up to the Temple Mount because it's a holy place, and you should not go because the Holy of Holies over there. So we can pray only outside in the Willing Wall. But there are those Orthodox who says no, we need to go up. It's our place. It's our territory. So you have seen multi variation of mindset, and indeed there is in the Jewish community itself. There is a war within themselves. There is disagreement between themselves. And when the Orthodox people receive the majority of the voice, they join Netanyahu. So what's happening? That everyone, especially you see the Orthodox, try to bring their emphasis, their idea, their ideology. And Netanyahu, it's good for him because then he can have his seat. No one will touch him. But here is another problem. There is no constitution here in Israel. Because there is no constitution in Israel, the government makes laws. And right now, in these days, now, the courthouse is very strong. This courthouse, the Supreme Court, is very, very strong. So when the government, the Knesset will give a new law, the Supreme Court will check it and says, no, we don't want it. It's not according to the declaration of Israel, the first day of declaration. And so we see that right now the Knesset, the government of Israel, is trying to change the Supreme Court. And if they will change the Supreme Court, they will change it into more the regime, into this religion. So what we are seeing, I see that we are going toward darkness. We're going toward these hard times. And we see that. We see that in front of our eyes. I'm looking toward Jerusalem, and I see all these governments, and I see all these fights. But I want you to know something. There is only one in Jerusalem who can bring peace. Only one that will bring a government of peace. And it's the Prince of Peace, it's Yeshua. And that's why when I'm looking at Jerusalem of today, I say, oh yeah, Yeshua, we cannot without you.
그런데 제가 걱정하는 것은 베냐민 네타냐후 정부가 출범한 이후에 정부 내각 요인들 중에도 정통 유대인들이나 이 종교인들이 많이 포진했어요. 이런 것들이 오히려 그 이스라엘에 있는 메시아닉 주들에게는 굉장히 어려운 상황에 놓이게 되지 않을까. 안 좋은 영향을 미칠 것 같은데 어떻습니까?
Yes, of course. According to the Orthodox Jewish, we, the one who believes in Yeshua, the Messianic Jewish, are not Jewish. We talked about Aliyah to Israel. The Orthodox people avoiding from those who believes in Yeshua, Jewish people. The same, Nazis, they will recognize them as a Jewish and they will kill them. But the Jewish people in Israel, my government, the Orthodox who control over it, will avoid for them to return back to their land. So what I see that it's going to be a hard time for Messianic Jewish people. It's not persecution, but it's a rejection. It's challenges. It's if you want to do things in the land, you will find yourself handling not in easiest way, but they will make it harder on you to go ahead. For instance, if I would like to build a synagogue in Israel, it will be easy. I can come to the municipality and say, I have a group of 100 people and we would like to pray. Please give us territory to do this, and they will give them a place to obtain their service to the Lord, to Abba. But if I will come to the government as a Messianic Jewish and says, I have 100 people in my congregation, we would like to have a place of worship, they will not allow it. They will not give it to us. Of course, they will reject us. So what we see in Israel, we see that they are doing everything that they can to reject the Messianic, especially the Messianic Jewish. The Israeli government, they love the relationship with the Christians world because there is a lot of evangelical Christians who love Israel and give support toward the land of Israel. But they don't respect and they don't honor the Messianic Jewish in Israel. And it's not just this, there is also a rejection.
제가 목사님 교회를 여러 번 방문했어요. 아코에 있는 그 교회를 방문했는데 목사님 교회가 있는 그 위치가 공장 부지라 그래야 됩니까? 여기저기 이렇게 뭐 자동차 정비업소도 있고 그런 곳에 이렇게 교회가 위치해 있고 또 아스돗에 있는 그 이스라엘 포르타르 목사님 교회 베이탈렐 교회도 가보면은 역시 아코에 있는 목사님 교회하고 그런 분위기 속에 교회가 있더라고요. 그렇게 그 공장 부지 또는 산업 단지에 이 메시아닉주 교회가 있는 것도 이것도 역시 정부 정책과도 관련이 있습니까?
It is because of governmental reason. We cannot do our meeting in public places because we are rejected from the government. And when we are going to the industrial area, it's far away from the people, and only those who believe can come. I can say that according to the Jewish halakha, on Shabbat you can walk only 2 miles from the place where you stay. So I believe that the reason that the Messianic congregation are far further than this is to be in a distance from those Orthodox that it will not create extreme rejection and hard times. I can tell you that there is a Tents of Mercy in 1997. Their house, I was back then at Tents of Mercy, and the congregation building has been burned. And we were again in the industrial area. So yes, we are far away to be in a distance on the other side, but it's not safe for our children to be in the industrial area. But we don't have any other option. I can tell you that there is another church in Israel that right now the government is trying to take them outside of their building because they are in the industrial area and says, wait a minute, this is not a place for worship, it's a place for a manufacture. And so they are now taking them to the court. So we see that like the enemy is trying to take us out from worshiping God in truth and in spirit, and using the government for it. With it.
그러면 이스라엘의 모든 지역에 있는 메시아닉주 컨그리게이션 장소가 다 그렇게 그 산업단지에 있는 겁니까?
The majority of the Messianic congregation are located in the industrial area in Israel. Yes.
그런 곳은 어떻게 임대료나 이게 월세 같은 게 더 비쌉니까, 쌉니까?
It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's the main reason. It's safety.
그러면 그곳에서 이렇게 예배드리러 온 아이들은 위험하진 않습니까?
It is during the week, during the daytime. It is very, very dangerous, and that's why we have a guard downstairs that the kids will not go out. But on the weekend, there is less activities in the industrial area, and it's okay. Even though it's still a problem, because in the weekend, there are young men that driving in a very crazy way in the industrial area. So it's a dangerous place. Even according to all the symptoms, it is a dangerous place. But I have a vision to have a community where we will have a place isolated for the congregation. But the problem is that we have a lack of finances for it.
이스라엘에서 그 예수와를 믿는 유대인들이 그렇게 어려움을 겪지 않으려면은 좀 힘을 모아서 이스라엘 정부와 협상을 하거나 좀 싸워서 어떤 그 권리를 쟁취할 필요도 있지 않을까 싶은데요. 예전에 제가 듣기로는 이스라엘에서도 그 메시아닉주 정당이 있었다 이런 얘기를 들은 적이 있었는데 어떻습니까? 지금도 그런 이 메시아닉 유대인들이 이렇게 모여서 정치적 어떤 힘을 발휘할 수 있는 그런 조직은 없습니까?
Yes, Israel is a democratic country, and of course we can run to the Knesset, be a member of the Knesset, and also be in the government. It's possible. The point is that we don't have enough votes for it. We are 0.002% of the Israeli population. So right now in Israel there is 20,000 Messianic Jews who believe in Yeshua, and even them, among the Jewish people who believe in Yeshua, they have a different political mindset, a different way and idea. So we see that we are not enough in a power position to go ahead for the government. And yes, one day it will be a party for Messianic Jewish, because we need to have a voice in the government to protect those who believe in Yeshua. The problem is that as long the Orthodox controlling over Israel, as long the Orthodox says who is a Jewish and who can come to the land to Israel, we will find out challenges.
아무쪼록 이스라엘에서도 그 메시아닉 유대인들 믿는 분들이 좀 마음 편하게 예배드리고 찬양하고 그런 날들이 빨리 좀 왔으면 좋겠습니다. 그러려면 또 이스라엘 정부가 먼저 좀 안정이 되고 사회도 좀 안정이 돼야 될 것 같은데 뭐 그 나라가 안정되기도 전에 지금 뭐 전 세계가 지금 하루도 쉴 날 없이 계속 이렇게 좀 정신없이 좀 분주하게 돌아가는 것 같습니다. 우리는 마지막 때 살고 있기 때문에 더욱더 그냥 하나님한테 기도하면서 사는 수밖에 없을 것 같아요. 오늘 이렇게 와주셔서 고맙습니다. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me here at BRADTV, and bless you in Korea.
도다라바.